Bonjour tout le monde. Merci d'être là. Ça me fait grand plaisir d'être ici au Manitoba et de pouvoir rencontrer le nouveau Premier ministre de cette excellente province et de partager mon plan de gros bon sens de couper taxes et impôts, bâtir des logements, réparer le budget et stopper les crimes. Après 8 ans de Justin Trudeau et Jagmeet Singh, tout coûte plus cher. Le travail n'est plus payant. Le coût de logement a doublé. Il y a la criminalité, le chaos, les drogues et les désordres dans nos rues. Et maintenant, M. Trudeau, avec l'aide du Bloc, veut augmenter les taxes et les déficits inflationnistes qui coûtent cher au présent et qui menacent notre futur. C'est pour ça qu'il nous faut un plan de gros bon sens qui va couper taxes et impôts. Cela veut dire mettre la hache dans la taxe, les 2 taxes carbone pour réduire le coût de l'essence, couper les impôts aussi pour que le travail redevienne payant, de geler les dépenses et couper le gaspillage pour équilibrer le budget et réduire l'inflation et les taux d'intérêt, enlever la bureaucratie pour pouvoir bâtir des logements abordables et permettre nos jeunes de commencer des familles et de bâtir leur vie. Et finalement, de mettre fin à la libération automatique des criminels pour rendre nos rues plus sécuritaires. C'est une approche que j'ai partagée avec le Premier ministre du Manitoba. On partage beaucoup, je ne vais pas parler à son nom, mais je vais juste dire qu'on partage beaucoup de priorités. Comme il a dit au niveau public, je ne partage pas des secrets ou des discussions privées. Il a déjà dit vouloir bâtir des rues, de développer son économie, de réduire le coût de l'énergie pour ses citoyens. Et évidemment, celles sont des priorités que je partage. C'est ça le gros bon sens et je suis prêt à travailler avec n'importe qui, n'importe où, de n'importe quel parti politique provincial afin de l'accomplir. Merci beaucoup. Now in English. Thank you very much, everyone, and it is great to be here in beautiful, sunshiny Manitoba today and to have met with the province's new Premier, Wab Kinew. We had a great discussion. I shared with him my common sense plan to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. I emphasized the forthcoming 23% April Fool's Day tax hike that Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh are imposing on Manitobans, a tax hike that will make it harder for people to eat, heat, and house themselves, force seniors to choose between their medications and filling their fridge with groceries, a tax that will kill jobs and drive businesses out of our country to the United States, a tax that will harm our farmers and force us to buy more expensive and less nutritious foreign food rather than lower cost and higher quality Canadian food. And I emphasize the importance of spiking the hike and axing the tax. I've also talked about the need to build the homes. After 8 years of Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh, the housing costs have doubled to the point where young people can't start families anymore. In fact, people worry they might lose their homes. It takes 25 years in Toronto to save for a down payment. And I met a young guy who works at WestJet as I was getting off the plane. He said he makes $50,000 a year and he can only afford a 1-bedroom. And he and his wife are expecting a newborn. They don't know how they're going to raise a child in a tiny 1-bedroom apartment, but they can't afford anything else after 8 years of Trudeau funding local bureaucracies that block home building. And my common sense plan is to incentivize municipalities to speed up and lower the cost of building permits, free up land, to let us build, sell 6,000 federal buildings and thousands of acres of federal land so that we can build homes that will be affordable. We need also, to make life affordable, we need to fix the budget. Inflationary deficits drive up the cost of living and the interest that we pay. and we need to cap spending and cut waste to balance the budget and bring down inflation and interest rates. We need to bring those costs down in safe communities. We need to bring in jail and not bail for repeat violent criminals, treatment, not more drugs for people who suffer from addiction, and stronger borders, not bans on hunting rifles to keep us safe from guns. I shared these views with the Premier. I won't speak for him other than to reiterate what he's already said publicly. He's focused on making energy more affordable, so he has said that he wants to exempt Manitoba from the carbon tax, and I agree with that. I want to exempt everyone from the carbon tax. He has said publicly that he supports more road building, and I assured him that I share that priority. We need strong roads in this big, vast country of ours. And he said he wants to have more economic development. I shared my agreement with him on that as well. We need to reduce the obstacles so that we can dig more mines, harvest more forestry, launch our ships from more ports, and bring home more paychecks for our people. So I thank the Premier for making time for me and reiterate my belated congratulations on his victory. I will be leading a meeting with local progressive Conservatives as well, and we'll meet with any provincial leaders of any party who share our common sense goals of axing the tax, building the homes, fixing the budget, and stopping the crime. Thank you. First of all, he works for the people of Manitoba, not for me. So he doesn't need me to be. He doesn't need my satisfaction. I'll say that right out of the starting gate. I appreciate that he's brought in a gas tax cut, and that he's called for the federal government to exempt Manitoba. The fact is that Manitoba produces a phenomenal amount of green energy through its hydroelectricity, and a carbon tax will come nowhere near the environmental benefit of expanding that energy source. I believe in green lighting, green projects. Let's make clean, green hydroelectricity even more affordable, rather than trying to make traditional energy we still need more expensive. As for the Premier's view on the April Fool's Day Trudeau tax hike, he can speak for himself. He's more than capable, and I'm happy to work with him and anyone to bring home lower prices for Canadians.
Mr. Poilievre,
yes.
You've been with the Premier for a lot longer than a lot of us expected. Can you talk about what kind of rapport you had, bonding? What was that?
Well, he's a very impressive person. He's very knowledgeable, and he has a very ambitious set of goals, and I share a lot of them. He wants to develop our resources. He wants to help make prices more affordable. He believes in building roads, so I enjoyed spending time with him, to be honest. I'm obviously a Conservative. He's obviously a New Democrat, but that doesn't mean we can't share priorities and have good conversations together, and so I think it was a good meeting.
I'm not sure if the subject came up, but equalization is a big chunk of Manitoba's budget. Regardless of political strength, the province has always received equalization. Would a Conservative government make any changes to the formula for equalization or to the amount of money available?
You'll have to wait for our platform to get our plans on all of these types of subjects. I think we all share the goal of enriching all the provinces by unleashing the free enterprise economy, so that we develop more revenues to fund our programs. We need, I think, we need a stronger economy that can fund our social programs, and that means removing the government gatekeepers that block resource development, clearing the way to build more private market housing, axing the carbon tax so our small businesses can generate more wealth for all of us. These common sense approaches will empower us to fund more generous and caring social programs.
Was the gas tax part of this conversation today?
I think it's great. I think the provinces that have cut energy taxes or, in Saskatchewan's case, refused to collect the carbon tax on heat have had the lowest inflation in the country, which proves when you lower the cost of energy, you lower the cost of everything. And I'm in favor of cutting taxes on energy. And that's why I will axe the tax, in addition to which I will cut income taxes so that people pay less and bring home more. We support the $20 million, and I can only imagine, I should say I can't even imagine what these families are suffering. All of us would agree that if we had a loved one missing, that we would want the government to do everything in their power to find the remains. And at the same time, common sense Conservatives think the best way to honor the memory of those who are lost is to ensure these kinds of tragedies don't happen anymore. We have to reform our criminal justice system to stop repeat violent offenders from going into the street and victimizing and killing our most vulnerable. And that is why we will bring in jail and not bail for repeat offenders. We'll make it harder for violent offenders to get bail. They will serve stronger sentences, and we will keep the most dangerous people behind bars to protect our most vulnerable people from those horrific crimes.
Last question, please.
To get back to the conversation, you've expressed support for the dissatisfaction that Alberta's roundly expressed for the equalization program. So for an equalization receiving province like Manitoba, what do you say to provinces that say, well, this is enshrined in the Constitution?
Well, let's start with the fact that Alberta's major grievance is that with the economic federation is that the federal government is attacking our biggest industry by attacking the energy sector, killing the Tech Frontier mine, the Northern Gateway pipeline, the Energy East pipeline, imposing massive carbon taxes on Alberta and Canadian small businesses. The feds have been undermining Alberta's ability to contribute to Confederation. And I think the best way we can bring fairness to Alberta, Saskatchewan, British Columbia, Interior, Newfoundland and Labrador, the oil and gas producing provinces, is to get rid of the unconstitutional Bill C-69, the No Energy Law. By getting rid of that law, we'll empower Albertans and all Canadians to produce more energy here at home, clean, responsible Canadian energy, rather than bringing in dirty products from dictatorships around the world. I want to bring it home to our country, and that'll be the choice in the next election on energy and on oil and gas. Justin Trudeau and the NDP want taxes. I want technology. Justin Trudeau and the NDP want to put a stop sign in front of our workers. I want to green light green projects. Justin Trudeau and the federal NDP want to bring in more dirty dictator oil and energy. I want to bring home the production and more powerful paychecks for our people in this country. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.